B-Jump Sunset World.
Sushi,
Sumo, Tokushima.
この番組は地域密着型のボランティア活動を徳島で行っている国際ワークキャンプのメンバーがお届けする30分です。
This 30 minutes broadcast is hosted by volunteer members who come from abroad to help the community of Tokushima.
Hello, buenas tardes, gente bonita. We are your hosts from this evening. I'm Jimena from Costa Rica.
And Maria from Russia.
This radio program, Sushi, Sumo, Tokushima, is live on FM Bizan. This 30 minutes broadcast is hosted by volunteer members who came from abroad to help the community of Tokushima. Popular images of Japan, sushi and sumo? Yes, but we would like people around the world to know not only those images but more things about Japan. They share the news from Japan and information about Tokushima, a place that welcomes foreigners from all over the world. No one knows what language will be spoken or what kind of topics they will bring up, so don't miss it.
Sushi,
Sumo, Tokushima.
So today we have this guest that comes from Russia. Maria, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first time in Japan, first time in Asia, and I was born in St. Petersburg, Russia.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's a European part of Russia.
Is the European part of
yes,
Russia? Okay.
Between Moscow and Finland.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. And we have some guests before that will talk about a little bit about St. Petersburg, but it sounds like it's such a big and old city that you could talk a lot about that. Like, actually, the last guest, Victor, mentioned that it's like walking in a museum. The entire city is like a museum.
Yes, but it's not so old as you think. It's only about 300 years.
Oh, it's not that old, actually.
Yes, Moscow is older.
Yeah, Moscow is older.
Yes. But yes, it's true. It's a city of museums.
Oh, really? That's so cool.
Yes, and somehow I found out that we are neighbors with Victor. Just 10 minutes between our cities.
No way.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a really nice coincidence. And what do you find special about St. Petersburg? Like, why do you think it's so interesting? Why so many people goes there and visit it?
Well, I think St. Petersburg have many colors in the cell.
Colors?
Yes. Somehow it's there are a lot of museums. But not only museums is interesting. Also, is architecture.
Oh, the architecture.
Yes, architecture, and people can find many interesting things there. Not only that.
Oh, I see.
And some people call St. Petersburg like Northern Venice because we have a lot of rivers.
Oh, really?
Bridges.
I see. And do you have like boats to go around the rivers? Or
yes, of course. Especially, I don't know if you know this, but at St. Petersburg we have nights, white nights. It's only at June and part of July. And at night it's become so bright like a day.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. That much lights you put all over. That sounds so nice,
Yes.
But I also heard that it's quite, it rains a lot, isn't it?
Yes, but that's why I'm thinking that St. Petersburg is second London.
It's the second London. It's the second Venice and the second London.
Yes.
That's really interesting. And it's a quite big city. It's around 7 million people, something like that.
Yes, a little bit more, but yeah.
Yeah. That's bigger than the whole population of my country,
Wow.
just in your city. So yeah, and can you talk a little bit about the architecture, how the buildings are, and what interesting structures are there?
Oh, there's so many of them. We have to spend a lot of days to talk about this. But Baroque, Rococo, Renaissance, you can find everything at St. Petersburg.
That's so interesting. And I think you mentioned about before when we were talking, you were mentioned about a building that is
Stadium?
At the stadium, yeah. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, because last year I was volunteered Confederations Cup. The stadium at St. Petersburg is very famous because it was built in for 10 years.
What?
Yes, and plus to that, the design was created by Japanese architect Kisho Kurakawa-san.
Kurakawa-san. Oh, well, but 10 years? So it took 10 years?
Yes.
Wow, it's amazing.
That's why many people hate it.
Okay, well, yeah, it's a long time. It's a lot of money also.
Yes.
And since you were part of the, you mentioned you were a volunteer for the Confederation Cup, how is the building? Like, you have to spend a lot of time there. So what do you think about it?
It's 8 or 9 levels, I think.
What? 9 levels?
Yes. And each day I have to walk about 30,000 steps.
What?
Each day.
You count them?
No, it's not me, but my phone. I was interested nowadays a little bit, so it was quite shocking.
Wow, it's a lot. Just going up and down, up and down, up and down.
Not just up and down.
the whole around it.
The whole stadium.
Wow, it's amazing.
It's a really big, really.
Yeah, and from that experience, like, can you talk a little bit about that? Like, how was your experience doing volunteering in Russia? And for, I think it's a really big event. It's one of the biggest events of football related.
Yes, but some people call it like it's a training because before this year event, this will be World Cup.
Oh yeah,
it's also in Russia.
It's also in Russia. It was like the training, of course.
Yes. So yes, there was many strange situations, sometimes awful situations, good situation, happiness situation. But maybe before. I was really nervous, but because I have a really good team, it's all go well.
And all the people you work with were Russian people, or you work with international people as well?
Well, the volunteers was Russian, but our boss was from another countries.
Oh, I see. And what were your chores? What did you have to do? Like, you have to do with the tourists, or you have to do with the organization? Or?
I was at marketing branch. It was really funny because I was graduated from technical university. I'm an engineer.
Oh, you're an engineer.
Yes, but somehow I become part of marketing branch.
Marketing, yeah.
Yes, so.
It was not your safe area, isn't it?
Not at all.
Oh my God, yeah.
But after that, I understand that if I overcome this, I can do everything.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, my job was to talk and with many organizations who is the sponsors of this event.
Okay.
Like FIFA. Like Coca-Cola.
Of course, Coca-Cola.
Of course,
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola's anywhere.
It's everywhere, yeah.
Yes. And many others.
I see. But you have to, go and talk to them about the product.
I was like a guide on the stadium. I showed them everything.
I see. So you didn't deal with tourists, like regular tourists, but with...
No, I wasn't really having some business with fans. I was... usually I was connected with sponsors and organizations and something like that.
I see. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of responsibilities, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. But as you said, if you could manage that, you can do anything.
Well, I think I was quite good because they asked me to come this year too.
Oh, really?
Yes.
For the World Cup?
Yes.
Oh, well, yeah, that sounds like you did a really good job. You're planning to go?
Of course.
You're going?
Yes.
Oh my God.
After my volunteer project in Japan, I will come back to Russia in a few weeks and I will start a new volunteer project.
Oh my God. Yeah, it sounds like
It's a really busy year for me.
Oh my God. Yeah, it sounds like it. And your work is going to be around the same, also marketing?
No.
You think it's another one?
No, I think I will be at marketing branch, but my job will be much more than last year.
Just that. Oh, I see. Because of the event, it's way bigger also.
Yes.
Yeah. And have you seen like the stadium the World Cup is going to be? Have you visited the place?
It will be the same at St. Petersburg.
It's in the same place?
Yes, because it's Confederations Cup. It was a few cities where the games will be was, and this year there will be much more cities than last year.
Oh, I see. So I guess maybe since it's such a busy year for you, you won't have that much time for your hobbies or the things you usually do.
Well, I'm trying to learn Japanese. It's my biggest hobby.
Oh, really?
The next one is Korean language.
Oh, really? It's Korean language?
Yes.
And also being a volunteer, because that's also what you're doing here.
Yes.
But I guess being a volunteer here is really different from the Confederation Cup.
I like it. It's here because it's calm. It's not like so nervous.
Yeah, not so many responsibilities, maybe?
No, it's not about responsibility, about nervous thing.
Oh, I see. Well, it makes a lot of sense. So, all right. We would like to play a song, and after that we will talk a little bit more about your hobbies, which will be learning Japanese and learning Korean, okay?
Okay.
Sushi, Sumo, Tokushima.
Welcome back. We're here again with our guest from Russia, Maria. And in the second part of the show, she's going to talk a little bit about her hobbies, which are learning Japanese and Korean, which are really interesting. How did you get involved learning Asian languages? How do you start?
When I was 15 years old, I accidentally heard Japanese song. And it's from there it all started.
Really?
But maybe it's become really a little bit. When I was 7 years old, it was really popular at Russia. Japanese anime, maybe you know, it's Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon!
Everyone loved it.
Of course. Yeah, from that, I guess it's like the starting point for many people to get to know the language. But recently, you're more involved in learning Korean, isn't it?
It's not more. It's
50-50?
50-50.
50-50. That's really nice. So, is it too different, Korean from Japanese? Because personally, I have no relationship with Korean culture whatsoever, so I'm lost.
Grammatics is really similar.
Oh.
Even some words are similar.
I see.
So if you're learning Japanese, learning Korean, it will be really simple for you.
It will be easier, you will say, maybe. And is it easier, or how complicated it is for you to get classes in Russia, in St.
It's
Petersburg?
free.
I see. I envy you so much.
Well, I had some contests to get in there, but yes, it's for free because Japanese classes run with help of Japanese ambassador, and Korean classes is non-profit organization.
Oh, I see.
Yes, so it's also for free.
Oh, I see. And the systems are similar?
Yes, it's similar to the university one.
Oh,
we
I see.
have tests, exams, and everything.
And you have private lessons, or is like in a classroom with other
In
people?
classroom with others.
Students.
Mm.
Oh, that sounds really nice. How many? Like how often in a week do you have classes?
Japanese is twice per week.
Oh.
And Korean once per week.
Once per week. I see. And do you feel like all the things you studied during your classes have been useful here in Japan?
Oh yes, of course. My teacher told me a lot about Japan
Before coming here?
Yes, and that helped me a lot, of course.
That helped you a lot? Yeah, I can imagine. Is your teacher from Japan, or is he
I have one
Russian?
teacher. He's Russian, and another one, Japanese one.
Oh, I see.
He's from Tokyo.
From Tokyo. Yeah. And is the experience of learning Korean, like, how did you start it? It was around the same age as the Japanese, or it was different? It was a similar experience?
No, it's also, I think it's all because of YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yes,
YouTube.
I was listening Japanese song, I don't remember which one, and instantly it's alright.
Yeah, they have
similar songs or something like that,
Yeah.
and I just clicked on another one, and it was Korean, and it was the band Donban Shinki, which one is really popular, and after that it was Shinhwa band, which is also really popular.
I see.
And I will be going in Tokyo in May on their fan meeting.
Oh my god, that sounds so nice.
So yes, it's really important band for me. So I was really happy when I
Yeah,
got
they
home.
were somehow they help you to develop your passion for the language.
Yes, and after that it become a passion for dramas and passion
drama.
for history.
Yeah.
Yes.
And do you think it's a common thing in Russia that people are interested in Korean culture, or is it just a personal thing?
There are many people who are interested in this. And what about Costa Rica? There are many people who are interested in Japan or Korea.
No.
No? You're the only one?
No. no, but as the access is not as easy. And the cultural difference, the difference are so big that it's really hard to get in contact with this culture. I will say that most of the people get in contact with the culture through martial arts, or people that are interested in robotics or in science. They get interested like in Germany or Japan because of like the work opportunities. But yeah, it's not as common, and if you're interested, the access to those things are quite difficult. But of course, there are people that like music, food, like animation, like culture. Of course, there are people, but we struggle with that because like there's not as common. And I'm sorry for what I'm about to say, but in Costa Rica, we put bananas in our sushi. So yeah, it's a little bit different.
We put strawberry.
Strawberry. Okay, then I don't.
Sweet rose.
I don't feel guilty anymore. Yeah. So do you think like the interesting part of Korea, it's like its history? I heard, because I never actually have seen one, but I heard that many of the doramas are actually like historical.
Yes, I really like historical dramas. It's one of my favorite ones. As Japanese one, I like historical dramas too.
Also,
Yes, Taiga.
Yeah. Taiga.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, I'm completely ignorant in the subject, but
Yeah, but maybe you know that Russia is multi-cultural country, and there are a lot of Korean people living there.
Oh, really? No, I had no idea.
No, it's in the middle of last century. Many people moved from Korea to Russia, and they call themselves Koryo saram. Yes, so that's why it's quite normal thing in Russia, Korean language courses.
Oh, yeah. Now that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And I guess also the food and a little bit of the culture.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, well, that and do the Korean people they participate in Russian events and they get involved with the Russian culture, or they like their own?
No, it's okay. It's of course they become part of Russian. culture.
I see. Have you ever met some of these people?
Of course.
Really? You have encounters with Korean people in Russia?
Yes, of course.
Oh, that's so nice.
It's not they're Korean. They already become Russian.
They are really Russian?
Yes, of course.
Oh, so they will speak in Russian? And
they speak
everything.
Russian, they know Russian.
Yeah. Probably their parents were the one who moved and they
Yes,
actually are Russian citizens.
It's already the third generation of people living there.
Oh, I see. Wow, that's an historical fact that affects a lot how you see a culture. Of course it is. Yeah, in Costa Rica we have a lot of people from China, which also have been there from generations, and they are like already immersed in the culture. But it's mostly Chinese people, Japanese people from other parts of Asia. It's not so common, but we have people from other parts of South America, of course.
In fact, there was really famous singer, Russian singer, but he was from Korea, Saram, Victor Tsoi. He was the one who created the rock wave in Russia.
Oh, really?
Yes, he's really popular and really famous. Even thought he's dead already. Yes.
He made his contribution to the Russian culture and the Korean culture. And is it a lot of Russian people in Korea? Did it happen the other way around? Like there's a lot of people in Korea that are from Russia? Or?
I have friends at Korea, Russian people in Korea, yes. I don't think there are too many of them, but I think American people.
American people. Oh, well, yeah, maybe. I didn't have any idea of that neither. Like there will be a lot of American people in
South Korea is more closer to America than to Russia.
To Russia, like culturally talking.
Yes,
culturally speaking.
It's political history things and
of course, because of the political thing, political situation makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So, are you looking forward going to Korea?
Of course, next year.
You're going next year?
Yes, I really want to. I have plans, but it's not decided yet.
Yeah, there are flexible plans. Still, that's the best kind of plans. So, through all these years learning Korean and Japanese, do you feel there are similar cultures, or there?
Not really.
Not really.
I think it's really not. So it's not really similar. It's totally different.
Oh, really? That's so interesting.
And that's why I like it.
That's so nice. That's actually a really, really nice thing to say about the cultures. But it seems that we almost reached the end of the program. So we are waiting for messages from you and feedbacks or requests.
Sushi, Sumo, Tokushima.
This radio program, Sushi, Sumo, Tokushima, is being recorded live here on B-FM FM in Tokushima. Feedback of today. What do you feel? How do you feel, Maria, doing this radio program?
I really like it. Maybe I will come again if you will call me.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. So, this program is hosted by volunteer members working with non-profit organization Bizan Daigaku. We are open to and accepting any forms of support or contribution you have to offer with the local community of Tokushima. Please do not hesitate to contact us if you wish to get involved by email radio@bizandaigaku.net. We are accepting requests and messages via email. Please send emails to request@bfm.jp, including the title of the show, Sushi Sumo Tokushima, in your messages. You can listen to this channel, FM Bizan, on the internet with your PC and smartphones. If you're accessing with your PC, go to the website www.bfm.jp and you will find a pink banner written Simul Radio on the left side of the page. If you're accessing with your smartphones or tablets, download the application Listen Radio. Then select BFN 791 FM Bizan with the area Chikoku. If you're listening to this radio in an area that has weak radio wave, don't worry. You can listen to this program with clear sound through this internet radio system. No one knows what language will be spoken or what kind of topics we will bring next Thursday, so don't miss it. Bye-bye.